Yesterday, 47 degrees, a high of 71. Well, I think it may be dry enough to plant corn today. We were okay. In fact, we were a bit dry up until Sunday of this week. Sunday we got, or was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday we had about a half an inch, and then on Sunday into Monday we had another half an inch. And that 1 inch of rain in those 2 days, that kind of made it wet around here. Here it is now Thursday. I think it's dried out enough. I'm going to try it anyway and see if I can plant some corn. I always do the road test before I go to the field. And that is, I put the planter down on the gravel road and drive 20 or 30 feet to make sure all is well. Well, all is not well. You see all this corn is dropping here on row 1? And that started as soon as I put the, as soon as I started rolling with the planter right here. It takes a while for air pressure to build up. So on row 2, we did not start dropping until right here. And you can see it's dropping like it should. Row 3, same way. But then when I get to row 4, we've got an issue here. See, it's dropping more than it should. Row 5 and row 6 are okay. So you may have noticed I only put 1 bag of corn in each hopper. It will hold 2 or 3 bags, but I only put 1 in initially for this reason, in case there's an issue and I have to pull this hopper off and look. It's easier to dump 1 bag of corn out than 2. So I've already checked this row. I think I know what the problem is. That's when I decided to go get the camera. Now I'm going to pull this row off, see if it's the same issue. I had pulled all of these off before I even put any corn in and just opened the cover up on the seed meter just to make sure mice had not gotten in there to build any nest. All was good. Where this air hose goes into the seed meter, sometimes a mouse can get up through this blower here and travel along the system, the air system, and get in there. It doesn't, I think maybe I've only had it happen once, and I think it was only right in here that it happened. Didn't go any further. So let's pull off number 3 and see if it's the same issue as number 1. Ha. Yes, I think this is the issue right here. This brush has, you see this gap right here? This brush. That brush needs to go down and fill that gap. And with it being up, that corn was running right out of the bottom down there. That's the same way number 1 was as well. I guess last year when I put this away and I dumped the corn out, I must have shook the boxes enough that that brush slid up there. I've never had that issue before. Okay, well, while I have this off, let me show you how this operates here. So there is air that is drawn through this hose here and creates a vacuum around this plate. So this vacuum is created around this plate, pulling air through these holes, and what that does is, as this wheel is turning around, it is picking up corn and sucking it in each one of those holes there. And as that corn gets to the top, it breaks that vacuum right here, and then that seed drops down in there. And in case the vacuum has not broken, this brush will then brush that seed out before that plate comes back around on this side where all this corn is laying in here, grabs another kernel. So each one of these holes will fill up with corn, and then as it spins around, comes around on this side, breaks that vacuum and drops. So yeah, that brush was sitting up like that, causing all that corn just to fall through the crack and into the row. So all right, that should solve my problem. Just a little change of plans here. I'm gonna give this field just one more day to dry before I plant corn. So I'll go ahead and put my pre-plant chemicals down. It's dry enough to do that, but just one more day, and I think I'll be able to plant it tomorrow with no issues. Yesterday morning when I woke up, it was 48 degrees. What is this, May? Today is May 11th? May 10th. That doesn't sound right. 8, 9, May 11th. Yes, my watch is one day off. So yeah, May 11th. So yesterday, May 10th, it was 48 degrees when I got up. This morning it was a little warmer, 53 degrees, 52, 53 degrees this morning. So these temperatures have just been cool, and with this ground as wet as it is, I'm not in a big hurry to get this corn in. There was a lot of corn planted 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and on the heavier ground, after I don't have auto steer in this tractor today, I've moved it to the corn planting tractor. Yeah, on the heavier ground, after 2 or 3 weeks in the ground, that corn is only standing about yay tall, 6 inches at the most. So it's just what was planted early isn't doing that much. It's not real green, got a yellowish tint to it. This weather just is not as warm as it should be for this time of the year. Another chance of rain on Saturday, I believe. I'm not planting much corn this year, only about 50 acres, and that's because of the situation with the Lothian grain facility, whatever that's going to be. I need to see what's going to happen there. So I'm only planting about 50 acres, so that way, depending on what is going to happen with the Lothian facility, I can put this in my bin and haul a couple of loads to another facility if we need to. So I can probably, if all goes well, I can probably get that 50 acres planted tomorrow before the rain on Saturday. I just hope it's not a lot of rain, because this heavier ground that I've got will delay this corn coming up. See just a little bit of mud sticking to the tire, so you know that what that would do with the corn planter and those packing wheels. So that's why I'm waiting one more day for this. You probably can't see that. 71 degrees right now. Our low this morning was 57 degrees. I'll take a screenshot of this so you can see it. Our high today, 76.6. So yesterday morning, 46.9. 47 degrees was our low. We only got up to 71 degrees yesterday. For the month of May so far, a low of 45 and a high of 81 degrees. So only one day where we reached 81 degrees. I forget which day that was. It may have been Sunday, but I'd have to go back and look at the daily numbers. So there's a snapshot of where we've been so far in May 11th. A low of 45 degrees and a high of 81 for the month so far. So not a lot of growing happening right now. This is the neighbor's corn, and I believe, if I've got my dates correct, this has been in the ground 3 weeks tomorrow. And you can see it's only, well, 4 to 6 inches tall is all it is. But, and that is on sandy ground. It's got a little bit of a yellow tint to it. And this is some of the higher ground here in the community. So high sandy ground, and it still hasn't done a whole lot in 3 weeks.